Hello again. I'm here with another book tag. Cammy's Corner tagged me in the About Me tag. I will link her video down below, as well as the original creator of this tag, Harriet Rosie. It is 10 questions that is about me. Let's see how well I can answer these questions. First question, what do you study or what is your job? Well, my job is a nurse. Second question, what is your favorite social media channel? Facebook. That's the easiest place to upload pictures of what I ate and where I went on vacation. And that's pretty much what I used for my social media, was for Facebook, just to post little things. I never really used Twitter that much. I followed a couple of people. I still don't even use Twitter as much as I should. I never really used Instagram, never really got into it. And that's pretty much it. It was Facebook. Before YouTube, pretty much everything was Facebook. That's all I pretty much did. If you had another channel, what would it be? I did have other channels before. Before this channel became a BookTube channel, I was thinking about making it a movie type channel, because I do like movies a lot as well. I wouldn't mind doing like a vlog channel or something like that. Either a vlog entertainment channel or a vlog kind of news channel or something like that. But right now, BookTube is taking up most of my time, so I can't even really think about starting other channels right now. I'm pretty much devoted to BookTube. But if I did have a chance to start another channel, it would be something along that line. Next question, do you play any instruments? I did try to learn guitar when I was in high school, but I definitely have fallen off it and have no idea probably how to play it now, but I really don't play any instruments. Next question, hobbies other than reading. I go to movies. I watch TV. I used to like to go out to eat a lot, but now that I'm on a diet, it's a little bit harder. But I still enjoy going out to eat. I want to get back into bike riding again. I started bike riding last year, but now with the weather, I'm waiting for the weather to clear up and then possibly do that again. And I do enjoy vacationing and travel, which I want to do again too. Next question is favorite TV shows. I'm going to say probably one of my favorite TV shows probably was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was a big fan of that show. Now, it's probably The Orville. If you've ever watched The Orville and you're a Star Trek fan, you would really love The Orville. I think it's a great show. I can't wait for it to come back. I used to watch Supernatural. I kind of fell out of it. I watched the Netflix shows off and on. I've watched Jessica Jones, just the second season. I really liked the first season. Second season was okay. That's about it for that question. Next question is, what got you into reading? It was kind of the convenience of being at the library. My mother used to drop me off at the library when I was young. The grocery store was right next to the library in my town, so it was real simple for her to kind of drop me off at the library and then go food shopping, so I would be out of her hair. I don't know if you could be doing that nowadays, but when I was young, that is what she did, and I just was enamored by the young children's section. Couldn't wait to get to the adult section of the library so I could read some of those books. Every once in a while, I would sneak in there and the librarians would catch me. But I did enjoy just hanging out in the library and reading stuff. I think I mentioned this on a comment once before. When I was young, I saw Jaws and was really into it. And I remember grabbing all these books, a bunch of books from the library, actually they were. And I just had like 4 books. And I remember sitting on a chair, just one of these like lounge chair type of chairs, and spending the entire day and into the night just reading these 4 large books as a kid who was able to finally get these books on sharks. It was all about different types of sharks and all just basically oceanography stuff, just because I got into the movie Jaws. And I spent the whole day reading. It really just ignited my love of reading. Along with that, probably another good memory I can have from when I got into reading was there was this movie, the Omen series. Have you heard of the Omen series? There was this movie, the 3rd movie in that series, which is called The Final Conflict, and it was a novelization of the movie. And I remember picking up the novelization. I was way too young to be reading this book, because the book got way more detailed than the movie, and it was pretty dark for a little kid anyway to read. And but that probably also was what sparked my love of horror as well as always reading Hardy Boys and other kind of, watching Scooby-Doo as a TV show. That's another favorite TV show when I was a kid. And I'm probably rambling a lot about this question. Next question, favorite and least favorite genres. Obviously, my favorite genre is horror. I don't think it's a surprise if anybody who's been watching these videos know that is my favorite genre. I don't know if I have a least favorite genre, but I'm going to kind of maybe steal Cammy's a little bit by saying it's romance, but I'm not going to say it's the romance genre in general. I don't mind a romance story. I'm currently reading that When Dimple Met Rishi book right now, and I'm really enjoying it. And I don't mind a nice lighthearted romance. I don't mind romance in my fiction. There's a lot of romance in YA. I don't mind romance in my fiction. The problem is when the romance kind of becomes basically just, no offense, but female porn. It kind of bugs me after a while. In fact, that's one of the reasons I kind of got into YA that I don't think I mentioned before. Was I used to read a lot of horror, obviously, and a lot of urban fantasy I started reading. I would read stuff like Anita Blake in the beginning. Was a good story. I liked it. I liked the detective quality of it. And yeah, there was obviously some sexuality and romance, but by the time you got to a book like Narcissist in Chains, it was just pure porno. And it was like, okay, I don't want to read just a thinly disguised romance novel, throw in a couple of vampires and werewolves and call it a paranormal fiction. And I realized that there's a lot of urban fantasy that kind of does that. And by going to the YA end of the fantasy genre, it permits me to enjoy my fantasy and not have to worry as much about the smuttiness. And again, I'm not against it. If you enjoy it, that's fine. But for me, it just seems weird, especially the writing of some of it. It would be like something like a woman would say, he touched my blossoming womanhood, and then I felt waves of fiery pleasure. And I'm like, no, I don't want to read that. So every other genre I probably have read on occasion. I don't mind nonfiction. I've read nonfiction. I've even read westerns. I like westerns sometimes. So there's nothing that I really haven't read that I could probably say I really don't like as a genre, except for the a little bit more adult, say, romance novels. Next one is the books that define my childhood. Again, I kind of mentioned this in a couple of the other questions. I read Hardy Boys when I was young, Encyclopedia Brown when I was young, mostly detective kind of stories when I was a kid. But the Hardy Boys kind of had that supernatural element, that kind of Scooby-Doo-esque kind of element, because it would be like the werewolf at midnight or some other kind of weird question mystery. So they always kind of floated along the kind of horror genre and mystery, just like a Scooby-Doo kind of did. And that's pretty much the books that I remember from my childhood and the books that pretty much defined what I read. Next question, number 10, interesting fact about. I tried to think of something. There's nothing like I can do. I cannot do that single-handed clap that Cammy does, and that's kind of disturbing watching that. But I guess one thing I guess you could say that's kind of interesting is I took acting classes when I was very young in New York City, and I was an extra for a while. You could see me in the backgrounds of some old 90s TV shows, but I never really went anywhere with it, but it was definitely fun, and I was really enjoying going to this acting studio in New York. That was really interesting to do, and then I had to get a real job and stopped doing my acting, but it was definitely fun while it lasted. I even have headshots somewhere, which I have no idea where they are anymore, when I was young. And I guess that's an interesting fact about me. And that's it for the BookTube About Me tag. Anybody else who feels like doing this tag, go right ahead. I enjoyed answering the questions. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.